No pit too deep. This week I failed. I mean, miserably too. I allowed so much that has happened in the last few days take me to a dark place that I couldn't even push myself to share with my own husband. And he's my best friend. If you know anything about me, I love order. I live for organization and I thrive on communication, especially with my marriage, family, and health. Well, the last few days has been a huge mess of miscommunications with my health, and it put me in a bad place both mentally and emotionally. It's crazy because for a minute, I felt like I didn't even see it coming. Then it hit me like a ton of bricks and it hurt. A few weeks ago, I had made some decisions in my life concerning the boundaries I needed to put in place for my family and for myself. It was a hard decision, but I knew it was a God decision, and I would eventually get over my own flesh and be okay. It went well for a while, and there was a sense of solidarity forming in my marriage that I was loving, but then it creeped in. I didn't even see it until now, but thank God for my bosom buddies, grace and mercy. I was doing so good. I mean, my 4 a.m. revelations were doing their thing. Then we got into a few snags and I began to lower those boundaries. Why? Because I remembered how convenient it was. Now that's not a good thing at times. Sometimes it can be, but when God has been clear as to the boundaries that need to be set and you begin to lower them for your own conveniences, yeah, no bueno. I found that my mind began to wander again on everything but what I needed to focus on. Burdens began to make their way back onto my shoulders, neck, and back. I began to take on everyone else's worries and frustrations, and without even noticing, mine began to creep right back in as well. Of course, as all this is happening, I'm telling myself, it's okay. They need me. It won't get too far. All this while I failed to realize that it wasn't just that I need to carry anyone else's issues. It was that in doing so, I was focusing on the wrong things and leaving a cracked door for the enemy to bring some issues back into my life. As I mentioned earlier, miscommunications began to happen and I found myself stressing over it bad. I mean bad. I got to the point where I started to lose sleep at night and coped in bad ways. By this point, I was not only stressing for me and those I should have left behind on the fence, but shame began to creep in. I fought for 2 days about telling my husband. It was like I was ashamed to tell him, but also scared I would stress him out as well. I got to work this morning feeling overwhelmed with it all. Towards lunchtime, I began to get into some devotionals, and as I read, the Lord began to minister to my heart. He reminded me that my husband is a great man of God, and the only reason why I felt I couldn't tell him is because as long as I didn't say anything, he couldn't hold me accountable for it and pray with me. I knew the moment I opened my mouth, it was it. The devil no longer had the foothold because now I had my head, and he wasn't going to sit back and watch me fall. Psalm 139 pretty much says, no matter where you are or what you've done, God will always be with you. If you're doing great, he's with you. If you're surrounded by hell, guess what? He's right there. Today, I just want to encourage you and say that no matter what you've done, whether you've been saved for a few hours, days, weeks, months, or you're a seasoned believer, you're never too messed up for God to come in and rock your world. You've never messed up so bad that God cannot save you. Your life is never so ratchet that God can't turn it around. Something to meditate on for the week. Psalms 139. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thoughts afar off. You comprehend my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be a light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and light are both alike in you. For you formed me in my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God! How great is the sum of them! If I should count them, they would be more in number than in sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God! Depart from me, therefore, you bloodthirsty men, for they speak against you wickedly. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate them, O Lord, who hate you? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Until next time, be blessed, everyone.